If you were to be asked, imagine nature, what would you see in your mind? Take a moment to think about the question. Think about the seas, oceans, and the land. What do you see? Beautiful blossoming trees? Clear and pristine waters? What about what you hear? Do you hear the birds chirping? The calls of several animals overlapping in a rainforest? The clashing of waves? Most of us would think like that when we get asked, imagine nature. And that's completely true. Nature is like that. However, what if that same question were to be asked to the next generation, and their next generation, and so forth? Each generation would have a different idea on what nature would be like, until eventually, the picture of nature in their heads would be quite grim. They'd imagine a seashore filled with plastic, metals, and harmful chemicals. They'd imagine a desolate wasteland lacking any animals or trees. And the truth is, some parts of our world are utterly like the description I just gave you. Nature is wonderful. It is very powerful. It has the ability to change how Earth looks. But even nature can be affected via invasive species, natural disasters, disease, and so much more. These things affect the biodiversity of ecosystems in nature, and they have quite an impact. And we too are a force to be reckoned with. In the midst of our ever-growing population and advancing civilizations, we've created quite a few problems for nature as well. But we also have the power to stop it. How, you might ask? Good question. Factors that affect ecosystem biodiversity. Number 1, pollution and trash. Pollution is, of course, a very serious topic nowadays. But what exactly is pollution? It is when plastics, waste, and several other things contaminate the environment around us. These things are air pollution, water pollution, and land pollution. Air pollution is caused when harmful gases mix with the air, polluting it. These gases can come from a variety of sources, like vehicle gas emissions, byproducts of manufacturing, fumes from chemical production, and so much more. Water pollution is caused when harmful materials like plastic and etc. mix with water, contaminating it and making it unsafe to drink. Some of these materials are microplastics, viruses, germs, pesticides, fertilizers, and etc. Land pollution is caused when harmful materials contaminate the soil. This is mostly caused by human activity. Things that pollute the land range from littering, waste from the shore, oil rigs, factories, and etc. All these things combined can impact ecosystem biodiversity tremendously. So, how are we supposed to fix pollution? Well, let me introduce healthful practices to protect the environment and as a steward of nature. Number 1, reduce, reuse, and recycle. This is, of course, a very important step in protecting the environment. If every human throws a few pieces of garbage into the trash can every day, say about 3 as an average, that's about 89,790,000,000,000 pieces of garbage thrown away. Quite shocking, am I right? Now, imagine if we reduce the amount of garbage we throw away, as well as reusing things like tote bags for groceries or recycling glass bottles. It would help the environment immensely. Caring for the environment and our creation involves using resources wisely. Number 2, conserve water and choose sustainable resources. Conserving water is a very important part for the environment, as it is a very precious resource. Preserving water would honor God's creation. You can do this by fixing leaks around the house and taking shorter showers. You can also choose sustainable products like a tote bag when shopping to avoid using plastic bags entirely. Making ethical choices would also reflect our commitment to protecting biodiversity and Earth.